Wow, doesn't that just get you going? Well done, Panther students. Many thanks to the Raymore Peculiar High School drumline under the direction of Jennifer Gibson and Graham Deckard for that rousing way of bringing the excitement here today. And at the end there, did you see that? The band in the form of the letter Y? That will hold some extra meaning for us as we move together today during this convocation video. Hello to the entire Ray-Pec team. Welcome back to the 21-22 school year. I am so looking forward to this year, and I know you are as well. You will see that this convocation is a bit different this year, and there's a why for that. Given that we are coming back from a very different type of year, I know that you probably have a lot on your plate right now as you gear up for students just 1 week from today. So this year's format is driven by allowing our team the most efficient use of time in planning and preparation. We know that coming to a convocation to start the year is a time-honored tradition here at Ray-Pec, and we are committed to future celebrations to bring us together. However, in thinking about what that future looks like, I'm going to want your help about the best and most efficient and effective ways that we can come together for this event. More on that later in the year, but suffice it to say, I want you to help us think about and design next year's convocation. But for this year's convocation, we have a great agenda today. We will honor several of our traditions from the past in new ways, and I am looking forward to a conversation later in the video with our reigning Teacher of the Year, Mr. Todd Snockey. Our theme today is rediscovering our why, hence the why at the beginning of this video. All of us have a why that drives us. Simon Sinek, one of my favorite authors who has written several books and is a frequent speaker on the why, both from a personal and organizational perspective, writes in one of his books, "Every one of us has a why, a deep-seated purpose, cause, or belief that is the source of our passion and inspiration." You know, in short, our why is a source of our inner joy. And when we identify that why, that better equips us to weather those proverbial storms. You know, when things around us aren't always happy, a why can provide that inner joy that sustains us through the very tough times. More on that later. For now, please join me in kicking off the 21-22 school year. Welcome back, Ray-Pec team. Let's talk about our why. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hi, how you doing?
Coach, how are you? Good to see you.
Good. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Coach Renshaw. Each year we honor our staff for their dedicated service to our school district. And I don't know if you've been counting or not, but you finished 29 years last year and you're starting year 30. So on behalf of the Ray-Pec School District, thank you for your service, and here's a small gift for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Players coach 30 years right here. Give them a hand. Coach, the theme of our convocation this year is the why. Why you do what you do in 30 years of serving kids. Tell me a little bit about what this means to you, what these young people mean to you.
It means a lot to me. This is all I know to do every day, so it's kind of scary what's in front of me because I've always just gotten up at 5 o'clock and come to school and be around kids all day, and I love being around the kids, so it's very special. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I know that as we move forward to this year, you know, there'll be challenges and stuff like that. What would you like to say to your fellow staff members and team members as we get ready for the year?
Just go into the year with an open mind and a great attitude and do it for the love of the kids.
30 years of serving kids. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's outstanding. Congratulations to Coach Renshaw, a longtime teacher and coach here in the Ray-Pec School District. 30 years serving kids, a lot of lives influenced, so congratulations. Ruth, Board President, how are you?
Good afternoon.
We're here to welcome the 21-22 school year, and the teachers and staff are coming back to that. We're looking forward to a great year. What would you want to say to our staff as they ready to embark on this school year?
Well, welcome back. We're excited to have you all back. You guys make an impact every single day in the lives of so many students and families. So we thank you for all that you do every day for the kiddos.
Yes, it's going to be a great year. I can already sense that.
Yeah.
You know, earlier in the Convocation video, we opened up with a quote from Simon Sinek, who's one of my personal favorite authors, about a why. You know, Simon thinks and believes that we all have our own personal why statement, something that drives us and is our passion and our focus. As you reflect on all your years of service as board president, you know, students coming through this district, what's your personal why statement? Why do you do what you do?
I was created to serve others, and so I find that this is an avenue in which I can continue to do that. I love both of our communities in Raymore and Peculiar, and any community is going to thrive when it has a good school district. So that's part of my main why, because I no longer have students in the building, but it's about all the students. It's about all of the families in our district. So I want to still be a part of those conversations of making our school district the best that it can so that our communities and families can thrive.
That's well said. That is at the heart of what you do as board president, and your 6 other board members, 7 total, that help guide and steer this school district. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
That is a powerful statement as to why you do what you do.
I am blessed to get to do what I do.
That's awesome. Very good. And now you're also serving at a state level as well.
I am. I get to go to the next level and serve as vice president for the next year for the Missouri School Boards Association. So just looking at kids not only from our district or our county, but from a state level.
Excellent. Thank you for your continued service.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a great year.
It is.
Ray-Pec staff, there you have it. Board President Ruth Johnson with a strong why statement about what drives her each and every day in the service of kids. Now let's meet another one of our team members receiving their 30-year service award. Congratulations to Lisa Carr.
Hi.
How are you today?
I am fabulous.
Good morning, Mrs. Carr. We are here today because it is a very special year for you in Ray-Pec. You are starting your 30th year in the Raymore Peculiar School District, and we want to thank you for your dedication and service. So we have a small gift for you, and Dr. Slagle has a few questions for you.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
Stand up, celebrate. Big old fist bump to start. Yeah, congratulations.
Wow, thank you.
30 years of influencing kids. One of our themes in this year's Convocation is about our why we do what we do, and you've been doing it for 30 years here in Ray-Pec. Tell me what this means to you and why do you do what you do?
I do what I do for the kids because I love to watch them grow. I love to inspire them to dream and to improve every single day from the day before. And so that is why I have enjoyed, and I love being in kindergarten. I started in special ed, and then I went to the upper grades, and now I'm with the littles, and it has been a complete joy. And I've got to work with so many people here at Ray-Pec throughout the years. It's just been fantastic, and I love that I've just been in one district my whole teaching career. I think that's fabulous because it's a great place to be.
Our Ray-Pec students are better for your efforts and the love and the care and the passion that you've given to them over these years. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Fist bump to start the year. Here we
Thank
go.
you.
Absolutely.
Have a great year, teachers. Thank you.
Congratulations to Lisa Carr. Lisa, congratulations on 30 years of service in the Ray-Pec School District. We're outside on this beautiful day here at Eagle Glen Elementary School to talk to Amanda Reed, the reigning support staff employee of the year here in the Ray-Pec School District. Amanda, welcome. You've brought us some cute little hats to wear.
I did. That's this is kind of my my forte. Everybody kind of recognizes me by my crazy hats because the kids find it fun. It's something that grabs their attention and hopefully puts a smile on their face.
Well, put a smile on my face, and you told me that when we put it on, we have something to talk about. Yes, absolutely. One of the things I want to talk to you about is our theme in this convocation is all about our why statement, the passion that drives us each and every day. What is your why statement?
Well, you know, I think it's all about the kids for me. It takes a whole village to raise children. It's not just moms and dads. It's teachers. It's faculty. It's just the guy that helps them cross the street, you know. And that's what we need. We need to install in these children that they have support, that they are loved, and that no matter what, we're here to take care of them.
Absolutely. You know, the support staff hundreds of them across the district, keeps this district going. I'm talking about child and nutrition, custodial and maintenance, our IT staff, school nurses. I'm going to run down the list. Interventions and social workers, administrative assistants, our building secretaries, Panther Pride, our library media assistants, paraprofessionals, our classroom support professionals, as well as our ASC support staff and everybody else outside of the teaching world gets the job done each and every day. You, as support staff member of the year, employee of the year, kind of speak for those people. What would you like to say to them this year?
I just want everybody to, keep going, never give up. Just know that, if these children can be as resilient to these changes, we can too. And just to keep going and know that everything that we do make a difference. Everything.
I appreciate that. There are hundreds of support staff members across this district. We see you. We probably don't thank you enough, but this district could not run without your efforts and the efforts of the hundreds across this district each and every day in those categories I talked about. So thank you for what you bring each and every day, the fun and energy to our kids, and I'm ready for a great school year. Are you?
Oh, yes, I am so ready. We just got word that we're going to let the kids back in the cafeteria, and that to us is just, I know I speak on the lunch ladies, probably other people as well, but just having those kids back, just for the little bit of time that we actually do get them, is just, it fulfills us. So.
Thank you. I appreciate you for being you. Absolutely. We're headed over to talk to Todd Snockey right now. Stay tuned for that interview. Ray-Pec team, we have a special treat for you today during our Convocation celebration. I'm here with Mr. Todd Snockey, our speech and theater teacher, and we're right here in the theater here at Ray-Pec High School. Todd, our reigning teacher of the year. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely. So tell me about this place. This is a place that you have fond memories in.
Well, I actually was fortunate enough to be teaching here the first year that this opened. We started our year doing our shows over in the Peculiar Elementary Gym,
Whoa.
But the final show of the year, Mike Beam directed a production of Amadeus, and I got to be the technical director and worked on that show whenever we came over here from the other building.
Wow.
So this has been my theatrical home for the last 30 years. Right now they're cleaning some floors backstage.
Yeah,
So.
getting ready for the
Getting
upcoming
ready
school
for this
year.
next year, yeah.
You're looking really dapper today. You just came from the Regional Teacher of the Year banquet. So
Thank you.
congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So as we get into this school year, what are you looking forward to in the 21-22 school year?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting back in the classroom. The main thing I'm looking forward to is seeing the kids. I hope that during the year we're able to maybe get our feet under us and be a little bit back more to normal,
Right.
If at all possible. But, we'll see how that goes. But, I enjoy summer vacation just like anybody else. But there does come a point where you start getting antsy and you feel like I need to be doing something, and you miss the kids and you want to get some good work done. You want to see if you can make some new memories with students.
Well, the kids certainly bring the energy.
They do.
Right,
They're
yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Kids, they help keep you young. I'm not that young anymore, but you still feel young when you're around that energy that the high school students bring to the table.
And we've just walked into your classroom.
Yeah.
And I can't help but notice this wall of honor right here. And certainly being Teacher of the Year is a big honor. Tell me what being Teacher of the Year means to Todd Snockey.
Well, it is an incredible honor because I know there are so many fantastic teachers here in the Ray-Pec School District. Both of my kids came through the district, and so I've been able to hear from them through the years different things that their teachers did with them. So I know that it is a great honor because there are so many talented educators that they had and other people then that I've just met over the last 30 years that I've been here. But the truth of the matter is, trophies are nice, but really the thing that's of value about a trophy is the work and effort that the trophy represents,
Sure.
that the honor represents, that it's being recognized. But whether you have a trophy or not, that work and effort is still present
Exactly.
there. And that's what's really important,
Yeah.
is whatever went on behind the scenes that made it possible.
And I would guess that every time you look at one of these trophies up here, you see students who are behind those trophies who made that possible.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
the kids are the ones that do all the work.
Exactly, yeah.
offer a few suggestions here and there. I get on the bus, so they have somebody to go with them.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that are doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, and you've done an outstanding job over the years touching and influencing these lives, so
Thank you.
thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we've transitioned over to the theater room here. This is the makeup room. And I'm kind of jealous, you know, those of us in social studies don't have cool little rooms like this, so.
Well, it is a part of what we need in order to do what we do. But, you know, I was also a social studies major in college as well. And, you know, I always felt like social studies were the most interesting things that happened in human experience. And that's not unlike what we do in theater, too. We're looking to tell the stories that are interesting and illuminate what it means to be a human being.
Yeah, absolutely. And if nothing else, maybe all social studies could get a cool room like this.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And at the beginning of our Convocation video, I read a quote from Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek writes a lot about the why statements and our personal why statements, and he says, every one of us has a why, a deep-seated purpose, cause, or belief that is the source of our passion and inspiration. What is your why?
You know, it starts with a deep-seated love of doing theater. And when I was in college, I had the opportunity to direct a one-act play with some younger students that were also college students. And I found that as much as I enjoyed performing on stage, I really enjoyed even more getting to share that experience with other people and being able to share that love of telling stories and examining why people do the things they do with other people. So I became very interested in teaching, and I found over the years that, you know, that when you see a kid get it, you see that light go on, that's an incredibly rewarding feeling. And so that's one of the things that keeps me moving forward and keeps me in the classroom at this point, because I do really enjoy that a great deal, and I enjoy creating the art with these young people. I also think, as I've gotten older now, I've had the benefit of seeing the lives of my former students as they move on out into the world, and you realize that we're building the foundation. We're helping them build the foundation for the rest of their lives. And being able to see what they're able to accomplish. And, you know, there'll be things. I had this one student years ago that kind of came from kind of a difficult background. And he was in an acting class, and he seemed to enjoy it. And so his sophomore year, he decided to get involved. And he was working backstage on a crew. And we had borrowed this accordion from a member of the community. And I had been pretty clear to the kids, you know, don't play with the accordion. And so someone picked up the accordion and something happened to it. And I'm like, and so I saw it before rehearsal began, and I was really irritated with the kids, and I let them know that I wasn't very happy with what they had done. And so I went back to my office, and I was getting ready for rehearsal to begin. And, you know, as far as I was concerned, I'd moved on from that. That was over. It was done. And this student, about 5 minutes later, I'm sure he needed a little bit of time to process what he'd done. So I didn't know who had done it. I just said to all of them, hey, I told you not to mess with this. Now we've got to deal with this. Okay. And I hear this knock on the door, and the door opens, and it's this person. And he says, Mr. Snocky, I'm really sorry. And he wanted me to know that this had happened. And I remember thinking how impressed I was with him at the time, because he didn't have to do that. You know, he had gotten away with it. But upon further reflection, he knew that he wanted to own up to and face whatever consequences there were. And the consequences were that I had him fix the thing. And it was fine, and we moved on. But I always remembered that about that kid. And years later, I received a call. He had applied to be a part of a program to become a police officer. And the captain of the police force asked me, do you have any stories about this person that you can tell that illuminate the character of this person? And so I shared that story. And I said, I think that's the kind of person that we want, someone that will stand up for what's right, even when it's not easy to do. And so, you know, being able to see how those kids go on and use the lessons that they get while they're here from me and the other teachers, that's really probably the most rewarding.
Very good. So you, as Rating Teacher of the Year, have a well-deserved platform to send a message and to talk to our close to 1,000 employees this morning. Don't let that scare you.
Okay.
It's just me and you right now.
Right,
Okay.
just us. It's just us.
What would you like to say to them?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is thank you to all the teachers that ever had my kids in class, because you did a great job. I'm very pleased with the education that my students got, my kids got, while they were here at Ray-Pec, and just all the wonderful people over the years that have given me advice and have helped me do what it is that I do. And I know that, like, whenever I'm involved with working with some of my students on, say, an IB exam, I know that the work that they've done with other teachers all through their schooling makes a big difference on what they're able to do. So I really appreciate that. And you know, my family and I've been here in the district for 30 years. I moved to the community 30 years ago, and I really appreciate all the support from faculty members that come and see shows and those things that I was just talking about. So first, I'd like to say thank you about that. Secondly, I suppose if I was to give them some advice, which I don't know, that feels a little odd, but I know one of the things for me that always made a real difference as a student, something I learned from my teachers, was the importance of giving your students an experience. I remember it was almost 40 years ago. I was sitting backstage in this little gymatorium at Chilhowie High School, where there were 42 kids in the whole school. And Mike Beam, who went on to teach here for years, was my high school English and theater teacher my freshman and sophomore year. And I had auditioned for a play. And I was sitting backstage, and I was so nervous. I could hear the audience coming in. I was so nervous, and I looked over at this friend of mine that was also in the show, and I said, I don't think I can do this. And right about then, Mike came walking backstage to check on us, because he knew, you know, we'd never done a show before. He was a new teacher there. We really didn't have a theater department at Chilhowie High School. And he asked how we were doing, and he saw me kind of looking tense. And he said, hey, you're going to do a great job. And that meant a lot. You know, it was just a little comment that he made, but it meant a lot to me at the time. And so, you know, and I've always remembered that, and I've always remembered what I learned by going, you know, that little encouragement that I got from that trusted adult made it possible for me to go out on stage and face all those people. And I think we got a lot of kids that need a little encouragement from a trusted adult to help them go about doing what they need to do. And I think they need us now. So anytime you can make what it is that you're doing with your kids an experience, like that was an experience. Or like when my daughter was in kindergarten, I remember Ms. Ayers, who is no longer in the district, but when my daughter was in kindergarten, she was here, and they would do science experiments in class. Whenever they did their science experiments, they all put on little lab coats, and they walked around and referred to each other as doctor or whatever. That just made that so much more tangible, I know, for her, and it made it so much more lasting. Because when you can make something an experience for the student, you make it so that it's a part of who they are. You know, because ultimately, what we're supposed to do, you know, what's important at school isn't what's taught, it's what's learned and what they carry with them when they walk out the door into the world. Beyond that, I think that the kids need us now probably more than ever. You know, we've gone through some difficult times, and you know, we're really working now with the first generations that have almost always had smartphones in their hands. So they have the whole world there in the palm of their hand. And technology is amazing what it can enable you to do. but I think they face so much digital noise as to, I mean, there are all these questions in society now about, well, is this a trusted source? And they're just bombarded with so many different things. And I think we see that in our society. And that can be very toxic. And they need us to help them think critically so they can sort through what's nonsense that they're being bombarded with and what's really valid.
I love what you said about teaching as an experience, learning as an experience. Give them that experience. That goes beyond, some of the ways that I was taught coming through, high school and stuff, where it's just rote and it's just lecture and it's just sit and get. It's getting out of your chair, getting involved with your learning and making it a part, the voice and choice that we give our kids to make sure that they can take some of those key lessons and move with them.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, and I went to a very small school district, we didn't even have a microscope in the science department. But this one year we had this young science teacher come in, and he was teaching us about, flight and things of that nature, and he liked those Estes rockets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so he brought one in and we went out and we did a launch. And that was so cool and it got us all really engaged with what was going on. And so then when he talked about the science of how a rocket works, we were much more engaged. And in fact, most of us, it became kind of a thing that year that he was there, that we got, a number of us bought those rockets and put them together, and we would go out and we would launch them there at the school. And it was very memorable, and it carried it, here I am now 40 years later, and I still remember that, that lesson, those lessons that we did that were around that experience.
So a key question, as we think about this year moving forward, what are the experiences that we can provide our kids that will have them talking about it 40 years from now?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's one of the things I hope to do whenever we're putting together a show. There's obviously the camaraderie of working with each other and all of that, and there's a certain social element for the kids of getting to work on it. But you also, last year we did a production called All My Sons, and we were able to look at, some of the after effects of World War II and what are ethical choices that sometimes people are faced with in business and things of that nature. And so in the process of having that experience, then you're able to dig in deeper and look at some more important lessons.
Absolutely. So, starting your 31st year
Yeah.
here in the Ray-Pec School District, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the lives you've influenced over time, and congratulations on being our Teacher of the Year.
Thank you very much, sir.
And you know what? We have another one of our staff members who's going to be celebrating their 30th year here in the Ray-Pec School District. We're going to give them their recognition right now, so let's take a look.
Hello, guys. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
You get the present. You've been here forever.
Oh my God! It's okay. Angie, as you know, we celebrate our staff and how dedicated they have been to us in their service. So maybe you've been keeping count, but you finished year 29 last year, and this is year 30. So I'd like to present to you a token to say thank you for your service.
Well, thank you guys. It's been a wonderful, it's like the years have flown by. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Angie, one of the themes of our convocation this year is our why we do what we do. In 30 years of influencing kids and everything you've done, what is your why? Why do you do what you do here in the Ray-Pec School District?
Well, it's not just because of the kids. I love to be able to interact with them and grow with them throughout the year, but it's my teammates and my colleagues that I work with that have made it a blast these past few years.
And this year is going to be kind of a challenging year too. So what do you want to say to your teammates and colleagues as we get into this new year?
It's all right. We can get through this. We did last year. This year's going to be a breeze.
Totally agree with you. Congratulations on 30 years of influencing kids.
Appreciate it.
All right. Ray-Pec team, I want to thank you for joining our convocation celebration today. Yes, it looked a bit different this time around, but I know many of you appreciate the extra time to prepare for students coming next week. Next year's convocation may look a bit different, but I will need your input on that, as I said at the top of the video. More on that later in the school year. You know, in just 7 days, we will be embarking on what is shaping up to be another year of less than certain routines. I firmly believe that we are in a better place than we were a year ago with respect to the virus, but that does not mean our challenges are over. If there's anything you have showed me last year, and what was my first year with you, is that this is a tremendous team, ready to take on the year and do what's best for our students. There are so many things to look forward to this year. And in one of my first emails to you, I plan to share you with some of the things that we can look forward to together. This year, there's that phrase. It'll be one of the continued need for planning and adjusting, patience and grace, and always being ready to embrace the ambiguity. You know, that was our guiding framework last year, and more of that will be necessary. But so will the words of hope, growth, and a fresh start. Remember your why, team. Rediscover your why. Our why, that deep-seated purpose, cause, or belief that is the source of our passion and inspiration, can sustain us and lift us on even the most difficult days. You know, I look forward to this school year with you and the over 6,300 reasons of our why, our students who come to us next week. Let's make it a great year. I'm looking forward to serving with you.